You're watching the 2024 SCAC Golf Media Days. Today we're taking a look at the Trinity University women's golf program. The Tigers will be led once again as they head into the season of the guys, the head coach Shelby DeVore, along with leadership from senior Erin Flynn. Coach Erin, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, we'll open things up with you heading into this season. You look at this roster, and it's a really nice blend, at least from the outside, of some outstanding returning veteran leadership, and then a good group of underclassmen and young talent. I think 3 first years joined this group as well this season. So just your excitement coming into the year, the blend that this roster provides in terms of kind of some unique challenges of some great talent and some welcoming in some new athletes as well. Just your thoughts on what you're looking forward to most as we get this spring portion of the year underway.
Yeah, so we, as you mentioned, I've got a lot of veterans, but I got a lot of new players too. And fall was great. It was so much fun to watch them. My veterans like Erin and Kiona, they've been leading the team and kind of getting those freshmen, getting them under their wings and showing them the lead. But freshmen add such, a young, exciting, they're excited and they're ready to be here, they're ready to compete. So it's been great for both. Because I have such great leaders that are like, this is our program, this is our culture, this is what we're about. But you have, the freshmen that are just grateful to be here and they want to learn and they want to do their best. As you mentioned, I've got 3 freshmen, all have been working extremely hard, have a lot to learn. They've been putting their best foot forward. We recently got a transfer too, and she's been also a great addition to our team. And then my seniors and juniors, they've been with me kind of since the beginning, and they have, this is every year it gets better, but this I can say is hands down the best group we've had. They work hard, they push each other, and they lift each other up, which is rare to find in a golf team. So I'm excited because I know exactly what they're capable of, and I think they do too. But it's exciting to actually see it in action.
Erin, Coach talked about kind of the excitement that she has had coming into this season, coming off this fall year, and mentioned the leadership within this group, and certainly you're a huge part of that coming into this senior semester. You've been a big part of this team on the golf course going back to your first year there, and so now coming into this senior semester for you, heading into this championship run, what is your mindset coming into this semester? How excited are you to kind of get back at it and back with your teammates? And how have you sort of seen your role change and evolve over the course of your career there at Trinity, and now ultimately being the senior leader you are?
Yeah, gosh, it's gone by so quick, but I am honestly so excited. Our group, just like Shelby was saying, we're all so hardworking, there for each other, all those great things. And it makes me even more excited to just, go out there and see what we can do.
Coach, this is a program that's made back-to-back appearances at the NCAA championships. And I know for someone who's been a part of this, not only as an athlete, but now in the coaching space as well, I'm sure you felt strongly that this is a program that's had the opportunity and could have had opportunities in the past to compete, but now to finally be there and see it, especially as a coach, does that shift your approach at all, having kind of been immersed in that experience, seeing it for the first time? Does that motivate you more? Does that invigorate you more? How has that shifted at all your thought process towards things now, having, kind of been to those moments in those big championship environments?
Yeah, I definitely say it motivates me a little bit more. When I was here as an athlete, we had great teams, but we just never made it to the national tournament. And now that we have, it motivates me to be the best coach I can, to push them. But I think too, they know how important it was. 2 years ago when we went for the first time, I kept reminding them, "You've made history, girls. You're the first group at Trinity, the women's team, to go to nationals." And I think that sits with them, especially me being a student athlete, or was a student athlete, that it means so much to be able to do that. But for the most part, I think preparing for the season, obviously our end goal is to win a conference and go on to nationals. But I think it's still the kind of the same. Here's what we're going to do: we're going to practice, we're going to work hard, we're going to be the best we can. And if we don't make it to the end, we gave it our all. But it definitely, I think it adds that extra level of excitement, because I remember when I was an athlete, it was hard. We didn't we didn't make it, and just knowing our season ended in April, but now we know we've got an extra month if we do it right.
Erin, coming into your senior year, as I mentioned, all the excitement, but individually, the talent that you've had is undeniable. 3-time first team All SCAC throughout your career there, freshman through junior year. What about your game have you continued to work on, continue to improve on, and have those, kind of similar to Coach, have those moments, not only successes at the conference, but at the national as well, has that continued to motivate you individually in your game coming into your senior year?
Well, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. What I've just been focusing on with my game is just working really hard, working consistently, and just trusting that, knowing that it'll pay off. And definitely all that with conference nationals, knowing I've got a good team behind me, definitely really, really motivating.
Coach, you talk about the opportunity, within this group to compete during that championship portion of the season. I think for a golf coach, maybe one of the biggest challenges is trying to make sure that consistency is there at that time of the year, that your golfers are playing, as best as they possibly can be when the lights are the brightest. And, for golf, it's tricky, I would imagine. It's a team sport, but, within these individual components that kind of come together that make that team part of it. And so for you as a head coach, how have you dealt with those challenges in the past of trying to prep those athletes to be as ready as they can at the championship time? What have you found works best, going into the season?
Yeah, the challenging part is they're all different players. They struggle in different ways. They're great in different ways. And so really what I've focused on this year is really, is sitting down with each of them, looking at their game as individuals and figuring out what we can do, giving them specific drills for that girl or for that teammate, pairing them up for, the same ones that are having the same issues. So we've been doing a lot of that. We would do that a few days a week, and then our team practice is when we can really come together and do some competitions. Because at the end of the day, like, we all are working on different things, but most of us are working on similar things. But it can be, I think one of the challenging part of golf is our season's long. We go, we have the fall and then we have this long spring. And so right when we get to conference, you're right, it's struggling, they miss a lot of school's getting hard. And so just keeping them motivated, keeping the fun in the game, that can be hard too. This game can be hard. And so just making sure they're enjoying it because it goes by so fast. And so just, really working with each one of them, but also, bringing them together and doing those team competitions, team play days, whatever it is to bring that fun back and just so they can enjoy it.
Finally, Erin, wrapping up with you, as you've had conversations with some of your other, leaders and teammates within this group about some of the goals and expectations coming into the year. What have those conversations looked like? And ultimately, what's going to be key for this group to try and accomplishing those heading into the season?
Yeah, so for goals and expectations, honestly, our team is so talented and capable. All we need to worry about is just going out there and doing our best. And we've all done a good job of so far of just showing up consistently, Shelby included, showing up for us. And as long as we continue to do that, then we can just go out there and leave it all out there and play. And that's all we really need to do.
And finally, Coach, wrapping up with you, success obviously in our world can be measured in so many different ways, either through results or through things that happen, even off the golf course as well. So when you talk about success with your groups, how do you speak about success? How do you try and, quantify success and measure that within your program? And ultimately 2024 will look successful with what plays out for this team heading into the year.
Yeah, success. Obviously we can measure it based on wins, based on score. But I think with this team, I preach on the little victories, on the goals. And to me, if they show up, they give it their all, they do what they need to do, to me, that's success. As long as you're showing up and being the player you can be and reaching those little victories, I think that to me is more successful than, holding the trophy at the end of the day.
Trinity University women's golf program. Again, the Tigers will be led as they head into the season by guidance head coach Shelby DeVore, along with leadership from senior Erin Flynn. Coach Erin, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck as you head throughout the rest of the year.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.